In child's pose, rock the body with a little bit more vigor from left to right and right to left. Feel the shoulders rock from side to side, the hips rock from side to side. And then increase this sway a little more. Maybe you can begin to sway the shoulders even further, left and right, right and left. Feel the hips respond to this sway motion. And from our sway from left to right and right to left, just come back into the center. Press the palms of the hands in front of you, palms firmly pressing into the ground. And then you're going to begin to rise up into tabletop. And exhale, press down towards the mat. Rise up to tabletop. Take it back to child's pose. Rise up through tabletop, bend in the elbows, bring the chest towards the floor, not on the floor. Tabletop, child's pose. Tabletop, bend in the elbows, chest towards the floor, not on the floor. Tabletop, press back through child's pose. And then maybe once you begin to find your own rhythm, you just speed up the motion, or maybe you slow it down and really feel the descent of the chest towards the floor. Trying at all times to avoid the hip bones, the belly, the nose from touching the ground as you bend through the elbows. Using the strength in your arms and your core to keep you suspended away from the mat. And then pressing all the way back up into your plank. Your modified plank, your tabletop. As you get tired, you might just bend the elbows a fraction. You might not go down so low, and it might be enough just for you to take that little slight bend in the elbows, as opposed to bringing the chest all the way down towards the ground. Halfway, or maybe you take it all the way down to the ground full way, your choices. If your arms begin to tire, maybe you take a few little smaller dips. Using your body weight only to improve the strength in your arms throughout your whole body. Keep it going. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it back in your child's pose. And in your child's pose, just rock. Nice big rocks, side to side, keeping the body moving. Nice big sways left and right, right and left. Giving those arms a chance to recover. And then bringing it back into your center. Come all the way up into tabletop. And as you come into tabletop, beginning to lower the chest towards the floor. Press the body up. Send the right leg all the way out behind you. Taking a breath. Exhale now with the right leg added. Lower to the floor, knee to the nose. Extend the right leg, lower to the floor, knee to the nose. Extend the right leg, lower towards the floor, knee to nose. Extend the right leg, lower to the floor, knee to the nose. And it might be again that you don't come down so low in the arms. You might just take a small dip in the arms. That might be all you have this morning until you build up a little bit of strength in the arms. As your strength builds, you begin to come all the way down towards the ground. And don't forget your back leg. You want to feel your glutes do the work of lifting the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Each time you lower to the floor, lift your right leg a little higher. Feel the glutes begin to Work a little bit as they send the right leg in the air. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little 30-second rest. Rock. Left to right, right to left. Arms wide, sway the shoulders, sway the hips. Your time here in these rests to take a drink if you need. Slow down your breath, shake out the wrists, whatever it is that you need. Before we move on to our second side in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise it all the way up into tabletop. Begin with your descent to the floor. Feel where your knees and hips and shoulders are. Press the ground away, and then begin to add in the left leg. Lower to the ground, left leg lifts, knee to the nose. Extend the left leg, lower to the ground, knee to nose. Lower into the ground, knee to nose. Bend the elbows lower towards the ground, knee to the nose. And again, the bend through the elbows doesn't have to be so deep that you come all the way to the ground. You might just make it a little small bend in the elbows. But wherever you take the arms to, notice what your back leg's doing. Can you bring a little bit more dynamic effort into that back leg as you squeeze the left heel all the way up towards the sky? Rather than just a shoot out behind you and a wiggle and a wobble, engage the glutes, lift the left leg high. Left leg swings, chest press into the ground. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way back into your child's pose and find your 30-second rest. Swaying the body from left to right, right to left. Whatever you need here in these 30 seconds. Might need to open up a window. Roll up your leggings if your legs are getting a bit warm already. And then from our 30 seconds rest, come up into your tabletop. And then tuck the toes on the floor and lift up all the way. So you're in a nice high kneeling kind of position. And taking the arms out in front of you, all we're going to do is simply begin to lean back, but leaning back without sinking your bottom down into your heels. Lean back until you feel the front of the thighs kick in. Bring it forward, hands to the mat. Lift the knees into the chest. Knees to the ground. Lean back. Feel the thighs engage. Lift the knees to the chest. Knees to the ground. Lean all the way back. Don't let your bum come towards your heels. Take the hands to the floor. Lift the thighs to the chest. Engage those thighs as you move back. Feel the thighs begin to grip as you lean a little further back. Bringing the thighs all the way up into the chest, using your arm strength that you've just created with all those dips to the floor. Not allowing that bottom to sag to the feet as you move back. Keep the chest nice and up. A nice long line between the shoulders and the knees as you lean back, not allowing the hips to sink at all. Engage your tummy muscles as you begin to move back. Squeeze in on your waist. Should be feeling your thighs begin to wake up a little bit here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold. Hold. Lean back a little bit more. Squeeze your bottom forward. Pull your belly muscles in. Pull in on your waist. Lean back a little more until you feel those thighs really begin to grip and wrap around the whole entire leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Whew. Give the legs a little bit of a shake out. And from working the thighs, come turn around onto your back. Bend in the knees. Lying down onto the floor. Reach the hands forward towards the heels of the feet, and then lift the shoulders and head off the floor. Don't let the shoulders come back down to the mat as you begin to take the left hand to the left, the right to the right, left, right. Sway through the shoulders as you move from left to right. Keeping the head and shoulders lifting away from the floor as you send the hands down the sides of the body. Maybe the hands can come closer to the tiptoes. Maybe you're just bringing your hands close to your ankles. Keep the movement going. Head and shoulders off the floor. Sway from left to right. Nearly there, 15 seconds. Keep going. 10 seconds. Can you lift the shoulders a little more? Can you take it over to the sides a little more? 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Whew. As you release, let the head and shoulders come all the way into the mat and just gently lift the hips off the floor. Give a big stretch through the fronts of the thighs, through the belly. Maybe you lift your hip points a little higher, squeeze the glutes. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your bottom all the way back down to the ground. And beginning to lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Hands reaching down by the sides of the body. Take an inner breath. And exhale, hands to the middle of the legs, take them wide. To the middle of the legs, take them wide. To the middle of the legs, take it wide. Lifting the shoulders a little higher as you bring your hands together in front of the thighs. Thinking about pushing your middle back into the floor. As you squeeze your belly button to the spine and squeeze the spine onto the floor. The movement can be a little slower. You can pick up the pace if that feels best for you. Got 15 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Hands to the mat, inhale, lift your bottom off the floor. Squeeze the hip bones and thighs to the sky. Squeeze your glutes a little more. Lift those hips up nice and high. Dig into the heels of the feet, lift the hips a little higher. And then slowly bring it all the way down to the ground. Turning around onto your front. And as you come onto your front, bring the toes, the tiptoes into the floor. And think about lifting the kneecaps and thighs away from the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then from here, lift up the chest. And then lift the palms of the hands off the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, take the hands behind you. And then swing the arms forward. Keep your body exactly where it is. Thighs and knees lifting away from the floor. Chest lifting away from the ground. Maybe as you reach your hands behind you, your chest lifts a little higher. Keep the thighs nice and active. As you swing the arms behind you and reach the arms forward. Keep some height in the chest. As your shoulders are beginning to feel a little bit of warmth here. As you press the hands all the way up behind you, lift your chest a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Whew. Take a little 30-second rest. Rock the hips into the mat. Just give those hips a nice big rock from side to side. And then we're turning back round onto our backs. But this time coming up to sit. Coming up to sit with the knees bent. And from here, taking the left hand out behind you, reach the right arm up to the sky. And as you inhale, lift the hips all the way up towards the sky. Taking it back down to the ground, take both knees to the left and then lift onto the knees. Bring it back to your center, lift the hips to the sky. Take it down to the ground, to the left, lift the hips. Through center, hips rise to the sky. Take it to the left, come onto the knees. Through center, lift the hips. Knees to the left, lift up your bottom. Add in the arm as you lift onto your knees. Bring the right elbow above the head. As you lift the hips, squeeze the right elbow up towards the sky. Finding a stretch through the right side of the body. Lifting the hips up high as you come onto both feet. Think about your hip points being the highest part of your body as you lift off the floor. 20 seconds on this side. Squeezing that right elbow above the head as you lift onto the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Swing it around to the other side if you're on the side of your mat, or just begin to place your right hand on the floor behind you. Bend on the knees. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Inhale, lift the hips. Hip bones lift high. Take it down to the ground, twist into the right. Lift to the knees, left elbow pulls all the way up away from the head. Come through center, lift the hips. Twist to the right. As you lift your hips, hip points nice and high. Think about squeezing your buttocks as you lift a little higher. Coming onto the knee, squeeze and lift the left elbow all the way up towards the sky. Squeeze those glutes as you lift your bottom all the way up in the air. Squeeze them a little more. If anyone's managing to get on holiday this year, think about how gorgeous your bottom will look if you keep on that nice big squeeze as you lift all the way up into the air. Keep it going. 20 seconds. You got it. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down to the ground and take a little rest back on your back. Let the feet lift up to the sky and just press your middle spine into the floor. Let the legs be all floppy here as you find a little bit of movement in the ankles, a sway in the legs. Beginning to bring the hands behind the head. Feet lifting up towards the sky. Take a breath, lift the head and shoulders off the floor. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Twist in the body, left and right. Find and center in the middle. Keep the feet above the hips. If you need to take a bend in the knees, take a bend in the knees. But return to your center. Head and shoulders off the floor. Twisting through the body. 15 seconds left to go. Left and right, left, right. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees all the way into the chest. Sway the body left and right, right and left. And taking a hold of the backs of the thighs, rock all the way up until you come to sit up at the top of the mat. And from here, we're just going to come all the way up to stand. And as you come up to stand, take the feet about hips width apart. Lift the arms all the way up towards the sky. Take a breath in. And then the exhale, come through your chair. Sticking your bum out behind you, lean the arms a little further forward. Take a breath in. So you exhale, take a prayer twist to the right and step the left foot behind you. Come through center, reach the arms to the sky, prayer twist left, step the right foot behind you. Center, prayer twist right, left leg behind you. Chair, prayer twist left, right foot steps behind. Lift the arms, prayer twist, left leg steps behind. Chair, prayer twist, right leg behind. Keeping that movement going. Think about sinking down nice and low in your chair. So you really keep the thighs active here as you move. If you feel a little wobbly, just slow down the movement. Make it a little slower. If you feel like you can pick up the pace, then speed up the motion of those legs. But keeping it going for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold in our chair. Hold chair. Lean back so all of the weights in the heels of the feet, all 10 toes lift away from the floor. Keeping it going for 5, 4, 3, sink low, 2, 1, release. Give those legs a little bit of a shake out. Whew. As your thighs are feeling a little bit burny by now. Giving the legs a shake out. And then we're going to come back to the top of the mat. And we're going to take the feet wide for Malasana squat. You're going to come down, sink nice and low in Malasana. Take the right knee to the floor, Malasana. Left knee to the floor, Malasana. Right knee, Malasana. Left knee, Malasana. Keep low in the legs, in your bum, as you bring the knees to the floor. Keep nice and low. Keep the chest nice and low. Halfway there. Maybe you can feel those thighs beginning to burn a little bit. But think about why you're here this morning and let that keep you going. Dip those knees to the floor. Wipe away any little sweat mustaches that we might be getting. No, I've definitely got something happening. Keeping it going. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Whew. Give those thighs a little down. Maybe you gave the heel a lift up into your bum. Stretch out the fronts of the thighs. Switching it into the opposite side. Heel lifts into your bum. Give those thighs a chance to recover. Bringing the feet to the floor. Take the legs wide, wider than the hips. Heels in, toes out. Bend those knees. Feel the strength that you're beginning to create in your thighs and bring the hands behind the head. Squeeze the elbows in towards the back of your mat. Sink a little lower in the legs. Take a breath. Exhale, right elbow, right knee, center, left to left, right to right, left to left, right left. Stay nice and low in those legs. Bend the knees a little deeper. See if those elbows can come all the way down and squeeze to your knees. Nice. Take those elbows lower. Sink into the knees a little bit more. Keeping it going. 30 seconds left. Nearly there. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 15 seconds, nearly there. Bend those knees a little more so you can keep contact with the elbows on the knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall, give those legs a little shake. Maybe you give those thighs a little rub down once again. Whew. And then with the feet nice and wide, bring your hands onto your hips. And as you fall forward, use the fingertips to push the hips behind you, lean the chest forward. Take the left hand to the right leg, right onto the sky. Switch, right hand left, left hand right, right hand left, left hand right. Switching it up. Twisting through the waist. Maybe you can begin to take your hands further out to the sides. Maybe you take the hands past the feet as you begin to twist a little deeper. Just giving our thighs a chance to recover here. Moving into our pendulum swings. Keeping it going. 15 seconds. Maybe you can increase the swing, left and right. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back into center. Giving those legs a little shake. Then we're going to come down and take a downward dog. And just pedal out the legs in downward facing dog. Find some fast feet as you bend through the knees. Nice, quick, fast feet bending through the knees. Speeding it up. Your rest is always with a little bit of movement in these HIIT classes. We never really want our heartbeat to slow down too much. We want to keep our cardiovascular system working hard. Keeping it going, bending through the knees. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding downward dog. Bring the gaze forward. Jump the feet, Malasana. Jump back, downward dog. Malasanas, down dogs. Malasanas, down dog. Malasana, down dog. Malasana, down dog. Malasanas to downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up high. Press the chest back to the thighs. Jump those feet forward. Jump to the outside edges of the hands. The jump will get you that little bit extra fat burn cardiovascular workout as you spring the feet forward. Seeing if you can land softly on the feet. Keeping it going. 30 seconds left. Jumps forwards, jumps back. Jumps forwards, jumps back. Nice and low bends in the knees as you jump those feet forward. You have 15 seconds left. See if you can increase the bend in the knees as you jump forward. 3, 2, 1. Jump forward, Malasana. Sink down low, reach the arms forward. Hold. Level the chest with the thighs. Lift all 10 toes off the mat. Sink your butts a little lower. Take in a breath. Exhale, right heel lift, left heel lift. Right heel, left heel, right heel, left heel. Stay nice and low in the chest, in those legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Come up out of those legs. Give them a shake off. Take a breath, reaching the arms all the way up to the sky. And the exhale, arms are heavy. That is you done. 30 minutes